My dear sisters and brothers, Navroz Mubarak. Nasim and I are delighted and humbled to have this opportunity to share the joy of spring, nature never failing to remind us that buds will blossom in spring, flourish in summer, fall in autumn, and after the bareness of winter, the buds will blossom again. Life is a circle of spiritual renewal, physical rejuvenation, hope, and optimism. To mark Navroz this year, Nasim and I would like to share a few of the priorities set by Maulana Hazar Imam and some personal reflections, specially focusing on mental well-being, early childhood learning and development, coaching and mentoring for forms of poverty and for a better quality of life. Maulana Hazar Imam has specially highlighted that the issue of mental health, which has now increased even more during the COVID pandemic. This means that as global citizens, as a Jamaat, as families, and as individuals, it is important to reject any taboo or prejudice surrounding mental health or the mention of domestic abuse. Indeed, at all institutional levels, we must be open and build programs to reduce these. Neither mental health nor any form of abuse should be brushed off as something that does not exist or is not a reality.
Poor mental health can become a recurring and unwanted companion, hard to shake off, and people become experts at hiding it from others. The same can be said for domestic abuse. Both are global phenomena and on the rise. Works in this area shows that both domestic abuse and mental well-being can affect anyone, no matter their racial, economic, social, geographic, and/or religious backgrounds. No one is immune. We all have mental health, but the question is, where on the continuum is our mental well-being at a particular point in our life? And so I would urge you to follow your instincts, look at the evidence, and please take the courageous step to acknowledge if something might be going on for you or someone you know. Seek help professionally. Reach out to someone you trust. Or some online research is also very helpful with trusted websites. Such first steps are crucial and can be life-changing steps to be able to live to your best potential.
Early childhood development and learning has long been a key priority for Maulana Hazar Imam. This initial period in children's lives is considered to be the most important developmental phase throughout the lifespan. What happens to children in the early years is critical for their physical and mental well-being and being confident in their social relationships, academic competencies, brain development, and economic participation in their life course. It is the foundation of the child as they develop into adults.
As professionals and parents, and me as a grandmother, I do often feel the challenges of supporting my children through teenage and adulthood. Parenting is my biggest joy, but it has its demands, and balancing professional and private life can be a hard task. And I have also observed the pressure my children face as they build their careers while parenting their children. Early childhood caregiving is no mean feat. What can also be very difficult, I have observed, is that success is perceived by many as mainly about professional attainment. And although nurturing the next generation is of paramount importance, it is rarely acknowledged as a significant achievement. Yet today, we are living in a world where division of responsibilities are shifting, and each family may wish to have an open conversation to find the balance that is just right for them.
Another very important focus for Maulana Hazar Imam is quality of life and the elimination of poverty. A recent analysis showed that members of our jurisdiction Jamaat fall into one of 9 high-risk segments, such as housing, education, health, or financial difficulty, which as a form of poverty is compromising their quality of life. I can only imagine that this has been amplified nationally and globally by COVID-19.
Creation works in a cyclical way, in a wondrous way. Nature goes through periods of growth, followed by periods of lull. Our lives are not dissimilar. All of us experience chapters of energy and growth, as well as chapters of challenge and difficulty. And it is no shame to share life's challenges, show vulnerability, and seek support. Our work shows that long-term coaching and mentoring relationships bring with it the potential for people to take life-changing steps to build and rebuild not only their own lives, but those of their next generation. And in fact, it is something that Maulana Hazar Imam has mentioned several times over the last few years.
The pandemic has reminded us of our fragility as human beings, that no matter who you are, we are all equally vulnerable to the forces outside our control. Along with the responsibility placed on the institutions to put in place the programs and structures of support in all areas of life, it is also our role as one Jamaat, as one humanity, born from one single soul, to offer one another the support, the love, care, and brotherhood during periods of struggle. This might mean sharing vulnerabilities, being open about our experiences, and shedding the social pressure of portraying ourselves as perfect. In the last 12 months, in particular, the institutions, volunteers, uniformed and non-uniformed, and the entire Jamaat has done exceptional work. On behalf of the UK jurisdiction, Jamaati institutions, and Mukhi Kamriya Saibans, I wish to offer our utmost gratitude to all of you. It is your energy, your generosity, and your compassion that keeps us all going. Finally, let us offer our humble shukrana to our beloved Imam for his continued guidance and support. And remember, he is always by our side, every minute of the day, each day. Spring is here, so let's rejoice. Let hope and optimism be our closest companion. We wish you and your families
Navroz Mubarak.